Hey y'all.
Oh Lord, here comes Chantal.
What?
Nothing. We just know you always with the shit.
And is.
So what you got for us this time?
Oh, just a little hookah, a little drink, raw conversation.
Well, what else is new?
This episode. So let's get to it.
And I'll do anything to get mine.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode of The Glass Mic, where there is no script, just, I'm high already. I'm not going to edit it. Just transparent talk. I'm Chantal, says it all, and I am all natural. I show my real hair on y'all today. You like it?
Yeah.
I'm team natural now. Y'all can call me queen for this episode. I don't like people. It's true. We team natural up. So I don't like being called queen. So for this episode, y'all can call me queen. I don't like when people use like the purpose behind. When people like, hey queen, hey king. I don't like that.
Why you don't like that?
That's a whole nother episode.
Okay.
I'll do one if y'all remind me.
Okay.
But before we do that, I'm going to do trying-ish.
Trying shit and trying shit, trying shit and trying shit, don't work. Trying shit and trying shit, won't work.
So, of course, as you all know, these are products that aren't paid ads. Some were sent in and some were paid for by The Glass Mic. If you are interested in seeing a product or service that is yours or maybe someone you know, make sure you send that in on Instagram at The Glass Mic, or you can email us at info@theglassmic.com. So I didn't ask you, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask you now. When you first came in here, did you smell anything when you walked in, or do you smell anything currently? Okay, as you all see, we don't tell stories on this show, but currently I have a diffuser going on. Y'all see the cool smoke? And inside this diffuser, I have some oil from a previous sponsor, PM Candle Co. And I put maybe I didn't put enough dabs in it. But it's essential oil, and I just put 5 drops inside of here. I smell it. It smells like birthday cake. The name of it is creme brulee. So if you all are interested in that,
I smell it now that you done held it over my face.
Okay. Because normally, when I use the diffuser, I have it beside me on the bed, or I have it on a little table by where I sit at so I can smell it.
It smells good.
I don't think it's to make the whole home smell that way. But I thought maybe this little corner area would.
Well, you caught me a whiff of it. Now I done caught it consistent. It smells good.
Okay. So I'm also going to tell y'all the reason why I don't wear my natural hair that often is not because I'm embarrassed or ashamed by it per se. I'm embarrassed and ashamed because I don't know what to do with it. I just know how to put this in a puff. I'm proud of me putting it in a puff. I've been pulling at it and doing this and that. My hair shrinks. So it's look, y'all are going to get what y'all get. But I did attempt to try to put some edge control on my hair tonight. So ladies, if y'all are cosmetologists and hairologists and all the other ologists, please don't use your PhD on me. I'm not an edge perfecter, but I did put a little bit of Christine Collection Hair Company's edge control on my edges. They aren't the best, but I like it, and I didn't have to use too much. It did lay down because normally it'll coil up. So with my hair not coiling up, I think it's pretty durable. But don't just take my word for it. Go on Christine Collection on Instagram. You can always check our page for her information, or you can click the sponsors highlight. Since we're on the topic of beauty, I guess I will go forward with the next trying-ish. Now, these 2 products were sent in by Face It Boo, and it's spelled the way it sounds, FACEITBOO on Instagram. I tried her creamy facial cleanser. Now, I know it says in the sentence it's creamy, right? I'm thinking when I was pouring it, I'm not going to pour it for y'all tonight, but when I was pouring, I thought I was going to feel like the exfoliation bubbles in it, but it wasn't. And it's rare for me to find a face wash like that because sometimes my skin gets very sensitive and exfoliation doesn't work for me during that time. I have to wash my face with cold water, just extra stuff to make sure that I have healthy skin. So I do appreciate that her facial cleanser is gentle. Also, she has a This is a face cream and spot remover. Now, she ain't Houdini now, so don't be thinking them cigarette burns y'all got on your face gonna come off with this face marker. Like, your expectations are too high. It's too high. But, I did use a little bit of this, and I will put this on my finger. But it's like, you don't take a lot. But you put like a little bit on your like dark areas. And if you go back and look at maybe some of my old stories or on my page, like on my highlights, you might see that as I was losing weight, my hormonal balance changed. So I ended up getting a lot of acne over here. And I don't pop bumps, but for some reason you would have thought I popped them. But when I started using her stuff, I'm not going to say it was a miracle worker per se, but I feel like it did play a good role in trying to get it lightened up. But don't take my word for it. You can go on my page and look, or you can go on her page, Face It Boo, on Instagram, and let her know that the Glass Mic sent you. So we're going to go ahead and get into shot o'clock. One of my favorite parts.
Hey.
I'm really kind of nervous about it because I already took a couple of shots before we got started, but I guess that's what makes everything fun, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's what makes it go down smoother too.
Yeah, it's true. So this shot o'clock was sponsored by Her Candle Company. She sent in a couple of candles. This one says, Black women, listen, you are everything. And this one says, smile every day. You can smell those if you want before or after we take our shot. Then look, Bella brought her toy for you now. So y'all already know Bella's the co-star of the show. She's the true person over this. Yes, good. And every time I record, I always tell the guests, like, look, she decides to be petty, she gets hungry, or she's gonna want to do something. Well, we Black women, everything, huh? Yeah, it's a good candle. So she decides. Well, he asked her earlier, could she bring her toy? And I was like, she's not going to do it on command. She normally already has the toys out. So now that we're talking, she decides to bring out one of her favorite toys.
Yeah, she fake.
She's not fake. She's just Bella. That's her word. We love her. So we're going to take a cheers to Bella.
Cheers to you, Bella.
Oh, wait. Huh. We don't say no names on here, but I need a tequila company to sponsor me that has some real smoothness. So if you feel like you have a brand where I could just drink it and it's smooth, I'm going to put you to the test. Make sure you send in your inquiries to info@theglassmic.com or The Glass Mic on all social media platforms. So I know y'all are seeing this guy on here, and if y'all are listening and y'all are hearing this guy, y'all like, okay, who is that guy? Who is that guy? Now's your time to shine. Say hey to the people.
What's going on, people?
What's your name? Where you
My name
from?
is GL from Detroit originally. Been down in Dallas for a little while now.
Okay. So what made you come from the north all the way to the south?
I got a taste of the South in college, and you know, other than the fact that it didn't snow, it was just, you know, the hospitality. People speak to you. You can walk by and everybody says hello. And
Basically, the girls are warmer.
that wasn't a problem either, you know, but that can't be everything. And it was just money, you know. I like to have nice things and be able to do what I like to do. And, you know, Texas was a place that you could make a lot of money, so figure why not give it a try.
Okay. So we're going to have like a little icebreaker, and I'm going to give you a suggestion. You can tell me which one you want to do.
Okay.
We have Truth or Drink, Would You Rather, or Things You Should Know.
I like, they all sound fun.
Well, we could do one of each.
That's fine.
And you can go first. Which one do you think we should do first? Truth or Drink, Would You Rather, or Things You Should Know?
Let's go, would you rather?
Okay. Ask me a question.
Ooh, I gotta ask you one.
Yeah, the guest always goes first.
Ooh. Oh, I wasn't ready to give you one.
Well, it's an icebreaker.
Yeah.
Gotta break the ice.
Okay. Would you rather go skydiving or scuba diving?
Oh, okay, scuba diving.
Why?
Because I like water.
Okay.
I don't consider myself a professional. Someone asks me do I know how to swim, the answer is no. And
So
would
how
I be
the hell
nervous
you
about
go-
scuba diving? Yes, I would, because I'm scared of things that I can't control, but there's something I have to learn to get out of.
Okay.
Jumping out of a plane is just a no. I don't want that. I just beg. Like, that's one of my things. I really don't like saying it out loud because I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, well, I'm going to get her to trust me. I can get her to do it. I don't want that. And if you love me and respect me enough, people, please don't ask me to do that. I will watch y'all, support you, I'll record you, I will do all of that. But I don't want, I'll even be on the plane. I will go wherever the pilot going. But I'm not jumping off the plane. No, thank you. Please don't do me like that. Okay. Would you rather, oh, let's see. What kind of question do I want to ask? What kind of question?
Tough on the spot.
Would you rather be stuck in a room and you can only have your favorite drink for 30 days or your favorite dessert for 30 days?
Are we talking alcoholic drink or
Whatever your favorite drink is, whether it's a Shirley Temple or Adios motherfucker, it's whatever drink is your favorite.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my favorite dessert.
Your favorite dessert?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of sugar. What's your favorite dessert?
Ooh, a Dutch apple pie with some like vanilla bean ice cream.
And you think you could have it for 30 days?
Hell yeah. I ain't had it in 30 months, I don't feel like it, so I could definitely eat it for 30 days. Rather than my favorite drink. My favorite drink, I only can have one of them every once in a while.
What's that?
A root beer.
It's just a lose-lose all around.
Yeah. And then like, you can't drink, everything got sugar in it at some point.
Yeah.
It's just what do you feel like you can tolerate for an extended period of time?
There'll be a lot of fasting for me.
Yeah, but the apple pie with that little, that shit that they sprinkle on the top, the
Is it
crumble,
cinnamon? Yeah, the
cinnamon.
okay.
Ooh, that's what get it right there.
Okay.
With a little ice cream. I don't like mine on top though, because I don't like when my ice cream melt and turn into soup. Put it on the plate next to it.
That's smart.
That's clutch.
Sometimes I dip it in. Okay, so I guess the next one will be on me. Things you should know. Things you should know. Well, I was going to think one, but I'm not going to do that one. It's corny.
Boo.
I know.
All right.
I'm trying to see what level I want to go on.
Because you setting the tone for where I'm going to go.
What do I want? Why did I do myself like that? And I never prepare because I don't want to. I like seeing myself think because it's like now you see how the guests feel. Things you should know. Did you know I just closed my move ring on my Apple Watch, my steam ring?
Boo.
Yay! I closed it. That's mine. I'm sticking with it.
Since Bella's looking at me, did you know I was afraid of dogs until I was like 17?
Really? What made you stop being scared?
Shit, I
That
got
was a
big
good
enough.
one.
I got big enough to realize that if a dog tried me now, I can handle myself. I got bit a couple times as a kid, so you get bit one too many times by something. You try to stay away from it, especially if you don't know the dog or anything like that. No.
Nah, Bella know not to bite nobody, y'all.
It's only you just hit a dog.
She bites you with her eyes. She give you that look like, hold on, what y'all saying?
If you can see him.
Yeah, she actually likes her bang. So y'all know Bella has a bang, and I get her groomed every now and again, but she loves the bang. It's actually time for now. Then again, it's been here too long.
How you know she liked the bang?
Because when I put her bow on, she'll take her bow out each time, and she just acts different when she has her bangs down. Like when she has a bow, she's a ditty, but when she have a bang, she act like we can't see her, but she can see us, and we just let her feel that way.
Okay. Let her rock.
So a truth or drink. Oh, this is gonna be crazy. Is it true that you're in love right now? You can tell the truth or you can drink.
Yeah, I'd say yes. I'd be truth. Yeah. I
Okay, cool beans. Well, truth or drink, I always still drink. So I'm gonna try to, take the rest of this shot. But this is a lot, y'all. And I don't really care for this one. It's kind of hard going
You just
down.
gotta throw it back.
Just throw it back.
Just throw it back.
Oh.
Yeah, the girls in the club. There you go. See, it's done. You ain't even gotta do it no more.
It's like I went from being a kid that didn't like Robitussin to being an adult that doesn't like taking tequila. I have to prepare myself.
You slow sip it, it's gonna kill you. Cause each sip you gotta go through it. So you doing 3 sips and you gotta deal with it 3 times.
Well, I took my shot, so I think I'm ready to go ahead and go into discussion questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, for this episode, I already have a title for it. Normally, I don't name the episodes until after we record. Now, if something happens and we say something, I'm like, okay, I want to change it. My world, my rules, right? I'll change it up. But tonight's topic is hurt and heal. And I'm making this episode in lieu of me being ready to discuss a little bit about what's been happening with me for the past year. I know you all have noticed a lot of changes. And I am now single again, which I've kind of said in episodes here and there. But this episode will kind of give y'all a little more focus into my world and what's been going on and what I am planning. And I also wanted to talk to you all too, because I noticed that I'm not the only one who has been going through life changes as far as their relationships. So I thought this would be a great conversation piece for the people if they listen to it. A lot of people tell me they watch it in groups and listen in groups. So hopefully y'all can get some information and I can learn something from y'all too. So I did a poll today on the Glass Mike's page, and I asked a couple of questions. And the first one that I asked if the podcast, the Instagram site do right. So I asked, think about your most unforgettable breakup that you or your former partner initiated. So before you answer that question, we place statistics on here.
Okay.
So what percent do you think said that they were the dumper, and what percent do you think said that they were the dumpy?
Man, I'm gonna say it's 50-50 because I feel like everybody feels at some point like they're on one end or the other, and it just depends on who's being accountable. But I think it's not gonna be great in one direction or the other. I say it's close to 50-50.
Okay, well, you're close. You're not bad. You're not far off. 55% said that they were the dumper, and 45% said they were the dumpy. So you're just off by 5%.
Okay.
You good. You get an A minus.
All right. I'll take it. It's passing.
So think about your most unforgettable breakup that you had. Were you the dumper or the dumpy?
I think it was more of a mutual thing, to be honest.
Can you define mutual? Because I've never understood how two people can just agree. Because somebody still has to say.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you feel like somebody stepped up first,
Uh-huh.
then I was the person to step up first. But, you know, when the discussion was had, it was like, okay, well, you know what? This probably is the right thing. We've both been feeling this way type deal. So, you know, I don't think, for some people make it seem like it's so easy to just have that conversation. And I feel like if you really care about somebody, it's hard. It may take a minute to be like, you know what, all right, I'm finally going to move on from this.
I can understand it. Most of the time, well, in my most unforgettable breakup, I was the dumpy. And I will say, like, I've only claimed like 3 adult relationships, like 3 people I dated, and 2 of those I was dumped, but one of them I dumped him, but I dumped him because he just like checked out, but was still there, I guess for benefits, and I was like, look, it's obviously he's not going nowhere because ain't no need for him to go anywhere, but he doesn't want to be here, so you either keep your sanity or you keep his sanity at the cost of yours. So I had to break up with him. But being a dumpy, I speak for the dumpies, it's tough because like sometimes you see it coming, but when it happens, it's like, damn, like, huh? I don't get it.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So
I think it can be hard on both ends, but no, I can imagine as a dumpy, it probably feels a million times worse. You know what I mean? Because it almost feels like you probably failed in ways, you know what I mean? Like, damn, you know what I mean? I was trying to make this work or whatever. Like, you probably have a sense that is, I wouldn't say bad, but it's not going the best.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it's just the fact that, all right, this person's really like, okay, I've had enough. You know, it's hard. I think it's hard in anything with relationships, friendships, you know, to hear somebody say they don't want to be involved with you anymore as a person.
Right, because I feel like I'm the best person since sliced bread. But like, so I just describe my one of my most unforgettable ones. So before that time happened, I kind of felt that things were going apart. I felt that I wasn't being attended to.
Okay.
I felt neglected. I felt like the person wasn't really just interested in me anymore. And then they actually did say, like, in ways that they were losing interest. So I did get in a sulk. But then before they broke up with me, we both had efforts of trying to, like, be our best selves. Like, I was trying to be more so for that person. Just being honest, it was like, since I did say this episode is about me releasing my thoughts, this was actually about my previous marriage. So it's August 2021 now. So last August 2020, he's open about it. Like I said, I don't discuss anybody else unless they put that on Front Street. And he's publicly said on his social media in the past that he's done this, as well as brought it up on the show. He did attempt suicide, and I stopped him from doing it. And I feel like that day was the day I saw a lot of changes occur in the union. And I tried to be there, be supportive, and do different things, and just try to do things that we did at the beginning of the relationship more so. And I also started working on myself. He was going to therapy, and I was going to a trainer to try to start losing weight. That's when I first started losing weight. That's why I'm smiling now. Y'all can see my shoulders and neck. I got a neck. So yeah, so I was doing that. And that was like for 2 months. And then in October, that's when he had told me, like, okay, you know, this is that, and this is what it is, and I found somebody else. And I'm like, I went from being concerned about myself to being concerned about him and what he had going, like being a friend and all that. Mm-hmm. And so that did put me at a damper, and it shocked me. But that was one of my most unforgettable breakups, and I don't want to go into detail about all of them, so that'll be the one that I discuss tonight. So when we ask the questions, I'll go on that part. So on the next one, the question was, when did you know your relationship was over? I'm going to read the responses first, and then I'm going to let you tell me about one of yours. Okay. We would argue every single time we talked. When I was feeling the new one in ways I never thought I could. She started acting funny when they told me. When I felt physically shocked from a hug. When his pregnant wife called and asked who I was. I knew something was coming. See how it turns from serious to funny?
Man.
It's the glass mic. When I didn't want to have sex with him anymore. When I knew she was getting rawed down. I don't know what that means. Elaborate.
It means that she was getting fucked by somebody else with no condom.
But how do you know that?
Shit, I mean, there's probably a million ways you find. Same way y'all find out stuff.
I'm not letting out no girl secrets tonight, but the right women that's doing the right thing can tell when you're not doing right. It's scientifically proven.
Okay.
When I desensitized myself to anything involving the individual, when it became physical, when he found out about my boyfriend, when she lost respect for me, when I could go hours without hearing from him or care about what he was doing, when she started judging my moralistic opinions, had no idea, when he was cheating, he cheated. From the beginning, those flags look greenish. Huh? So from the beginning, the flags look greenish. Green is good, right?
Yeah.
So she knew the relationship was up. She wanted something toxic? if the question was, when did you realize the relationship was over? Over, right? Not beginning. She said from the beginning those flags look green, and green is go, right?
Yeah.
Red flag is bad, right?
Yeah.
So you wanted somebody toxic?
Maybe she misunderstood the question.
I'm gonna say you wanted somebody toxic.
Well.
I realized it was over when the person started talking to one of my friends. When he cheated. Do y'all know each other? Did y'all make a group and everybody said, "Hey, did you see the comment? Nah, she tweaking today." It's like everybody commenting, "Nah, she tweaking. Nah, she tweaking."
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, that's a new trend that's going on today. You made me feel young again. Thank you.
You welcome.
I'm like, did they start a when he cheated trend? Let's start that. Let's do that when he cheated.
They ain't gonna never talk about they cheating.
Look, when you can do it when she cheated.
Oh.
We could go battle versus when it was too late. When that flame that once blazed became smoldering and cold to the touch. Okay.
Oof, that's deep. That's deep.
When I was no longer bothered by their actions to make me mad or cry. I was numb. I left mentally before I left physically. When it was always an argument, I felt like it became a build up, and then something big happened and we just didn't come back. When I saw her with another dude, when she cheated, okay, here come your other people.
Come on,
Here they
Kings.
come. I thought I say Kings today. And they'll talk to me like, when she got an abortion, oh no, the Kings are in here. His mom wouldn't stop being a third wheel in a relationship, and he wouldn't stop her either. Once I mentally checked out, I was there physically, but mentally was unhappy. When I was ready to move out, when the respect was gone, communication became mundane and routine, and we're outgrowing each other. Relationship became more routine. The chase stopped. When he paid more attention to his friends and not me. When I started hoping she wouldn't call the ticks. Wow. When I wasn't excited to see her after a long day of work. When I hated waking up next to her. The Kings are hurt.
Speak your truth.
When the parents hated me. Like a month before I was praying about him and God said no, clear as day. Once she cheated, all trust is gone. We talk less. It sounds like everybody pretty much saying the same thing. Like they check out here and here first, and before they check out here and physically. Why does the sex have to go last?
It's probably at that point. I mean, you either comfortable with it or it's good as hell.
That's true.
So
I'll go first with answering, then you. When did you know your relationship was over? When the suicide attempt came in August, I didn't feel like our marriage was over. I just felt like what we knew is life was over. Like life is, we can't go back to who we were or what we were. Like we're gonna have to start a new thing. But that's what we signed up for. Well, that's what you're supposed to sign up for in a marriage. Like you are giving birth, and you're seeing a birth and a funeral for the rest of your life and your partner. You know, like we're not gonna always look this way. We're not gonna always talk or think this way. So if you're gonna be with someone, you have to accept that. Again, you're gonna see like them being reborn all the time. You're gonna see them die all the time.
yeah, you're gonna go through changes.
Yeah, like you're exposed to new parts of life. Like you may be opposed to the color purple, right? Like y'all both say, okay, I don't like the color purple. But as time goes on, you might start reading up on things and researching, and now you see purple isn't that bad. Are you going to ridicule me and say, oh, you a fake? You said you ain't like purple. You ain't like purple. Are you going to be able to just witness me adapt and change to something different? So that's why I didn't feel like it was over. But I realized it was over that October when he came out to me, like that same day. Like that was the last day we, lived together and was even in the same place. Like I ended up being by myself immediately. So I was kind of like taken aback from it because at first I thought like maybe, you just spend the night over people's house. Cause we talked about it. Like once he came out to me, he told me like his whereabouts and who he was talking to and all that. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is just cute stumble parties and here realize this is a phase. So October, I knew then, but I didn't come to terms. Like, I really fully accepted it after we did our recording in January, because he was kind of making me feel like there was something still there, along with me being in denial. And once he did that, like once we went to a marriage counseling I asked for us to go to, that's when I knew then, like, okay, this is over. So for me to feel fully like it's over and it was no more me trying to repair or do anything was January of this year.
Okay.
So when did you know your relationship was over?
Ooh, I almost felt a couple of those responses that you read. I think for me,
Okay.
it was just when I didn't enjoy being around that person anymore. Like, being around them made me just be like, shit, what else can I go do? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather go damn near be by myself than to spend time around you.
So I have a question, since you are a guy. Because I know how us as women, how we do things, but I know before you got to that point, you tried to find a resolution, right?
Yeah.
So how did you try to, like, tell her, okay, it's starting to be a little hard to be around you right now, like trying to make it work?
I think I was just straightforward, like, you know, like, this isn't really, like, I wouldn't say doing it for me, but this is it. Like, what I enjoy being around. Like, it's hard to come home to this every day. Like, like, this is what I'm experiencing. This is how I feel when I'm here. And so, and this is why, you know what I mean? Not just telling you how I felt, but why I feel that way.
Okay.
You know, so that you can, I guess, decide on if it's something that can be fixed, or, you know, if it's something that maybe you know, you could feel a completely different way, and that's okay too. Like, we're human beings, so we don't have to be on the same wavelength about everything.
Okay.
But if we do disagree, then we can try to find a discussion that meets in the middle, but that middle ground just never came.
It's understandable. So, going into the next question, did you try to salvage the relationship? What % do you think said yes, and what % do you think said no?
Ooh, did they try to sabotage it? Or,
No, they tried to salvage, like repair it,
oh, like
keep it
salvage
going.
it? Oh. Ooh, if people are being honest, I would probably say it's like 90% of people tried to fix it in some way. No?
No. 65% said.
Ooh, these people lying to themselves. Because, listen, if you stay, for me, this is the thing. If you stay from the moment you feel like, ooh, I might need to get out of this, then you trying to salvage it. Because you have a feeling that's telling you, like,
You got potential.
yeah, not even just the potential. Like, maybe you love or care about that person enough to where it's like, okay, I feel this emotion, but maybe this is something that can be overcome.
But in defenses, not saying they're telling the truth, I think that's a story too, but what if, I feel like everybody has that feeling. Even successful relationships, it's always gonna be those moments where you kind of have a question mark. Now, if it's something like toxic, like I hit you, like some domestic, or I stole something, like, I ain't gonna do that anymore, then maybe so. But I always think it's a time when personalities conflict and you be like, ooh,
So then the answer should be 100%.
Okay, again, I'm saying from my
The crowd
perspective.
line. I don't believe that unless it's somebody like that you just meet and y'all talking early on and they give you something, you be like, oh no, I'm cool. Like, but if you're in a relationship with a person, that means you've invested time. So that investment of time already is something you know you can't get back. So,
Right. So I would try to salvage.
yeah. You
Now,
gonna
if it's
try to
just
put a
talking,
little-
like, oh, okay, I can just stop
Yeah.
talking to you. But relationship, but that's the whole point of this. We were talking, it says relationship. So I believe that they are being false. Some of y'all ain't telling the truth, and that's not right.
at all.
At all. Shame on you. You know who you are. Hit yourself on the wrist. So yes, in each relationship that I've been in, I've tried to salvage them. But again, I said I was going to focus on one. I did try to salvage it. Like I said, I tried to be a friend and accountability partner and speak life into this person. And I was going to therapy. I was trying to get them to go to therapy for their own well-being, as well as like couples therapy, so that we could see if someone could just hear us from both sides instead of it being biased, and try to bring that back in. I will say that the main reason, well, two of the main reasons why I tried, one, because again, I feel like this was the person I was going to be with, and two, prior to this person leaving me, they had a series of mental health issues. Again, I'm only speaking this because they were vocal about it on their social media and on the show. But with those mental health issues, that made me feel like them leaving was them trying to find themselves. And it's like, okay, well, I feel like our relationship is pretty, healthy and okay. And I'm the type of partner where I want you to be able to come to me about anything. And whether I agree or disagree with it, we sign something. So right. I'm open for negotiation. So before I knew that was a end of contract, it's like I did things that were beyond my moral beliefs. And just me feeling like it was the right thing to do just because I was this person's partner. But once I exhausted everything that I could do as far as right and wrong, that's when I said, okay, I'm done with it. But I feel like I've only done it, and to those extremes, I've only done it for that relationship, because again, it was a contract that was signed, and I'm an investor as well. Like, I had a 1999 Mercury Cougar, y'all, on campus. This is when I make the serious shit turn funny. I sound like somebody until I just need a Newport in my hand now. But I had a 99 Mercury Cougar in college, and I bought that car from the auction. Okay. You couldn't tell me nothing. I had my refund check. Everybody was buying stuff off 3rd Street in Memphis, the knockoff Chanel's and all of that. I wanted a car. Got that car. It needed a new everything. It needed a new windshield. Hell, it needed a new motor, tire, all that. But I did it. And I put so much into it. And I just kept trying and trying. I put a new power steering. I learned about cars from that car. Once I was like, okay, I think this is going to be a good relationship. We'd have had our ups and downs, but this car going to take me where I need to go. Blown head gasket. And I just started my first adult job when I graduated from college. And that was the end of that story. I traded that car in, and the story just keeps going. So that's just to show y'all how far I go when it comes to trying to salvage something. That's the example I wanted to give. Okay. So how did you try to salvage the relationship?
I mean, I just tried to be present, be aware of the things that were brought to me that I guess I needed to work on. Mm-hmm. None of us are perfect, so you ain't gonna get it right the first time. It takes a while, and so I stayed and just tried to make the most of the situation despite how I felt, and hope that maybe the feeling would go away, but just didn't.
So, you know how like you had those emergency moments, like when a person suspects that you're about to leave, they start pulling out the bells and whistles and doing the things that got y'all to fall in love. Did y'all go through those moments?
No.
Y'all didn't go through those? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know if guys experience the same thing. If you haven't noticed, or if y'all haven't noticed by now, season 3, I wanted to cater more to the male listeners, so I've had majority men this season. Mm-hmm. So I did that because I have a lot of women listeners, and y'all know I do not like them biological classes. I tell them, this is my 2nd or 3rd time telling them, I will be 30 in 2 months. Ooh. Yes, and I feel like I'm turning 20. Like, I feel young. So young. I'm not trying. Like, if everything that comes with the things that women want as far as being married and the baby and the home and all this stuff, that's cool, that's perfect. Hell yeah, I want that. But what I want more than anything is just to be happy and have peace.
Those are 2 important things to have.
But it's because the women, well, not all of y'all, but it is some women that's like, look, I need a man. My eggs finna start doing some weird stuff. I want to, Huh?
I don't think women ready for half the conversations that men want to have sometimes.
And that's why I wanted more male. Listen, so that's why I had more male guests so that they
Yeah.
can see your point of views and how you all talk, because all y'all don't have the same personality, you know.
Facts.
But somebody can click with one, you know, at least one. Like it's been like over 8 guys. You can click with at least one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like some people may relate to you and they didn't relate to any other guys before you. So I just wanted to pick your brain and ask that.
Which part of it? So like,
When I was yeah, the happiness kicking in.
oh, the happiness kicking in.
I didn't whisper that loud at all. But yeah, so that's why I was asking. Like, did you notice, you know, her trying to pull out the bells and whistles before?
This is what I feel like. So this is why I say women maybe not ready for that conversation. Do y'all really, in the back of y'all minds, feel like that y'all have to pull out the bells and whistles to win us? Or do y'all not necessarily have to be better than the rest of them, right? Because it's already the fact that, man, most of the time we have to approach you wherever we meet you or wherever we, quote unquote, find you at. You know what I mean? We have to do the courting, the pursuing, and the dating phase. When it's time to get married, it's when we, you know what I mean? Like, of course, y'all have to be ready too in all these stages, but like, we have to court, we have to pursue, right? So at what point do women really have to pull out the bells and whistles? Y'all not really having to take us on a bunch of dates, 5, 6, 7 dates in a row, spend money out your pocket, or, you know, do certain things that, you know, and that's because our needs are different too as well. So I can acknowledge that, but I don't think women go to the lengths that men have to go through or will go through to preserve relationships or anything like that, or to even win somebody over.
How do you feel if a woman were to defend herself and be like, well, I do this and that for you. I clean, I cook, I do this for you. I have sex with you at the wee hours of the morning because you want this and I be tired and I want to take my blanket off and I do it for you. Do you feel like that's an equal?
I feel like if we really get down to the nitty gritty, we can all point out things that we don't like in the heat of the moment when it's like, oh, I'm trying to defend myself, right? Like I can point out the good times in every type of occasion, but like in certain things, if you feel like, you know what I mean, it was like, oh, you had to give this to me, like, oh, like you said with the sex thing or something like that, like I don't want you to feel like that. Like no woman that I want to be with, I don't want them to feel like it's a chore to please me. You know what I mean? Because most men I don't feel like most men are very complicated, and I feel like as women, y'all know that as well. Like it's not hard to please us at all, really. Like, you know, we don't care about a lot of the certain things, like you don't have to have a certain profession or make a certain amount of money or, you know, anything like that. Like you really just gotta hold us down. And like at the end of the day, like if we know you're gonna hold us down, then we're not gonna really falter too much from that. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes women get so wishy-washy because they know that men have to get in line or per se, or men have to do most of the work to even foster a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, and that's cool. It is what it is. We all know it. Some of us just aren't willing to be accountable for it.
Well, they better learn to be accountable because time is ticking.
Facts.
Period. So the next question, I'm not gonna get too deep into it. So I'm gonna try to answer as many as I can. It was, how did you process the breakup? I'm gonna read these responses. I dumped him. Voted wrong back there. Okay, so a dumpy turned to a dumper. At first, I worked out, but now I eat my feelings. We're still cool. Drake's Marvin's Room just came, so you can only imagine. Oh, Drake's Marvin Room just came out. But that nigga that you think you found, and since you picked up, I know he's not around. That's true. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret. So going through my most recent breakup that I had, it allowed me to become more aware of everything, like everything. And I like Drake, But I think that I just liked him off the fact of the overall sound of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
Not because he's popular, but just the overall sound. But now I actually appreciate the lyrics, and he is very in tune.
Oh yeah, Drake makes shit you can vibe to. Like,
And that's very rare for a mainstream artist. Most of the time, artists like that are underground. You never heard of them. You know what I'm saying? But for him to be so mainstream and well appreciated, his lyrics.
Drake makes stuff that can cater to really anybody.
Can you pour me some too? You bartender now.
Oh, okay. Drake makes stuff that you can really like vibe to, and he makes stuff that's really based on stuff that most of us have been through. Like,
Right.
the more you get to know people and have deep conversations around people,
Mm-hmm.
you realize we all been through most of the same things. in some form or
Yes, that's the
fashion.
whole gist. When people, like when I go and speak to sponsors or just anyone I'm having a conversation with, they'll be like, well, so what's your podcast about? And I'm like, it's hard to put into words. So instead of me saying, oh, well, this is about this, that, I do that little cute sentence, but
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, activating conversation. So how we're talking right now, this is how I talk to people, period. And so they'll be engaged, and I say, yeah, and I tell them, like, you see how we're talking now? I'm like, yeah. Like, this is how I talk on my podcast. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. I like it. Like, yeah, I say things that people are afraid to say. And I'm really glad that God put me in this position, because Tyler Perry could not pay the best writer to come up with the type of stuff that I've been going through. Like, he writes some great stuff, but if he were to know my story, he probably would try to buy it. But I love that.
Listening, Tyler.
One of the interns are, I hope, somebody important.
Yeah, somebody.
The
plug them.
janitor, hell, you the most important
Yeah.
one. I hope they listening.
Yeah.
Really, I really do hope they listen, because it's like, if the janitor come up to you, that's like the CEO coming to you. Like, that's
Yeah.
the gatekeeper. Like, they know the ins and outs. But I'm glad that he put me in those positions, because it shows me how strong I am, and it also allows me, because I do love to talk and I talk a lot, that with me being in the position that I'm in, it's like, okay, if she went through that and she's okay, then I could be okay too.
Yeah.
You know, like, just being real cut and dry. I ended up becoming single. You know, I was married at 25, and I got quote unquote dumped at 28, and it's like right around the time the biological clock's ticking. And then it's also a story that's not pretty popular in the black community. My former spouse left me for a white man, so it's like, damn. Like, I always hear about women cheating and men cheating, and somebody else had a baby. Like, my story is very unique, and so it's like all eyes are on me. What are you gonna do with it? Are you gonna make the Facebook post and you gonna air dirty laundry? Or are you gonna be a person that picks up the pieces and encourages folks like, hey, your pile of laundry may not be like mine, but it's both dirty, and this is how I wash mine.
Listen,
How can you wash yours?
I'm glad I know how to keep, you know what I mean? Because my initial reaction, like, you know.
And I just talk like it's nothing. I'm so used to it.
And you see, I treat it like it's nothing. But you know how in like them old school movies and the cartoons where they motherfucking, like, shit came out their ears and blew
Oh,
up
yeah, and it has the
like,
letters.
Their eyes popped out.
It
and all
has
that
the
shit.
letters.
That's in my brain what happened. I was like, damn, that's wild. I did not expect that.
And sometimes I still wonder, like, am I in shock? But this is almost like a year in. I've been through therapy. I always tell people on the show, like, and I had the mental health episode, I told y'all I have depression, anxiety, and PTSD. But one of the main things, and I don't want to skip questions, but one of the main things that helped me through the course of everything was just past experiences from myself. I had times where I didn't handle bad news well at all. So the best options for me was I always believe, and I don't want to say I'm religious. I'm very spiritual when it comes to God. But I just feel like the best things happen when you have peace, like you let God vindicate you. And I noticed in past experiences, when I let God vindicate me instead of me handling things my way, things turned out the way they need to turn out. And most of the time, it's not on okay, you burn me, I'm going to let God burn you. It'll be you burn me, I'm ask God to show you, expose you, and I go about my way. And then when you get burnt, I won't even be thinking about you. Like, I'd be very empathetic and praying for you. But I just created my success, like, to God and being there for people. Like, I've always been a person, you can call me a people pleaser or a person that just really cares. I consider it empathetic. I've always been very empathetic towards people, where I got fussed at the other day. You know how the planes release the mask, and they say you put your mask on first in the kid. Like, I'm the person that's going to probably
Not follow directions.
yeah, that's a nice way to say it.
Okay.
I would be the person to make sure everybody else has a mask on before I go. Because I just feel like when I go, I'm going to be good. I mean, I'm not trying to
Oh,
go.
you gonna be
But
good.
I just always try to make sure people are great before me. But I'm going to continue to read these answers, y'all. Because I don't want to skip questions. And sometimes I end up talking and then I be like, oh, well, here got some more stuff.
That's the good flow, though.
It's a great flow.
Yeah.
It's the happy candy and the flowers for me. By getting with someone else, do not recommend. So basically, a monkey branch from one relationship to the other. I cut him off. Phone, social media. I moved. I don't know about move. What? Yeah, I get it. I went into a dark space. Just moved on. No need to dwell on what was. I was fucked up for a minute. I survived. He didn't.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, we don't read names on here, so just know if the people are listening to me, like the people, I'm scary. That's all you need to know. Just take that and take what you want with it. It was toxic, so there was heavy breakup and get back together phases, dipping and dabbing. Eating and lots of liquor. You got thick. Listen to music, deep depression. I was 23, so I bounced back. I was sad, low key, but I moved on in a couple of months. Be careful with it. Because couple means 2, right? So a couple of months means 2 months, right?
I mean, yes, technically, but a couple, that's subjective.
2 months? I feel like depending on how long the relationship. Well, you know what? I don't even say how long it is because sometimes a relationship could be a small amount of time but have the most impact. So I say when you get ready, but if you can be ready in 2 months, I'm not judging you. I'm just baffled because I can't do 2 months of anything. I need at least half a year like I had half a year.
That's good. Y'all, you better than me.
I tried because I tried to consider like going forward when that happened. Like I was like, okay, well I guess I'll go see what's out here for me then. But it was like, no, that wouldn't be fair to me, them, or him. Because again, I was the dumpy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see. Well, I feel like I didn't see it
But
coming.
I also think that too, and I hate to be, I hate boiling down things to men and women.
Do you hate it for real? Or are you just saying you hate it because
No, I do hate it because it comes across a way that I don't mean it to come across, but I'm obviously speaking as a, I feel like it's easier for y'all to heal and deal with shit though. Like, because y'all are, we get taught to just, you got to pack that shit away and just move on.
Why?
Because you get taught to not let people see you sweat. You can't, as a man, you know what I mean? Your demeanor is almost everything. Everybody judges you off your demeanor, and everybody has a lasting impression.
But it's stupid to me because everybody feeling the same way you feeling, but everybody hiding it. And it's just...
I'm not saying that's right by any means. I mean, as you get older, you try to understand that you should deal with shit. But if you keep packing away new luggage in the same drawer and trying to stuff the drawer closed,
can we get some more coal? Special helper, please.
If you keep kicking the damn drawer closed and this stuff full, like, what you expect to happen? It's gonna burst at some point, right?
Yeah.
Or you never really learn how to. You just keep making more space.
So tell me if this is true or not. So the time, like how normally a woman goes through a breakup, she goes out and does her thing, goes to the bar. She don't really post on social media like that. She posting more than ever now, making stories in the club, city girls, and then she stops that, and then she posts these not gonna cry black girl power memes. Look, the women know how to talk. Like I'm for
I'm laughing
everybody.
because you're telling the truth.
Yeah, I just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it be on the men's side, sometimes it be the women. That and then making it seem like they got somebody, just different things like that. But in the meantime, they're hurt. So they're hurting and sulking in the relationship, and then they get over it. Men, again, this is me telling the myth, and you tell me if it's true or not. Okay. Men kind of go on to that thing. They like, oh, good, if they be, what's up now? I can be around my guys now. I can finally talk to women, and you be thinking you so free, but hell, the guys be caught up in their own shit. The women, they kind of deny you. You ain't no lame or nothing, but they just like, we don't smell the scent of a woman no more on you, so we don't want you either. And and then it's like Dang, I kind of miss Sheila. What her ugly ass doing? I miss her.
Not what
I miss that macaroni and cheese.
She sure could cook.
I was talking about the other macaroni and cheese. and then like that's like 3-4 months after the breakup. And so y'all writing the women, and then again with that woman timeline, they done went through the little phases. 3-4 months, they done healed. Ass that got a little fatter, edges growing in a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Again, it's all.
So you think that's myth or fact?
It's facts, but again, it's all comes from how we taught to deal with things. You just pack it away. A lot of it is our ego too. You know, men, our ego, our pride.
Egotistic.
It can be our biggest downfall. So, you know, that comes into play too. So, but
I like egos. I like big egos when it comes to certain things, like your confidence and your swagger and stuff like that. But when it comes to like our real issues, like if I'm causing a problem with you and you cause a problem, like don't have no ego in there. Like you gotta be vulnerable. But again, you can only be vulnerable with the right person. You can't do it with just anybody, because if you do it like with a bird, you're gonna get like crushed, nickel and dime. So
I think too, like the vulnerable thing, yes, but I also feel like our ego don't. It all is how y'all come across too. Like women have this tendency to like be, and I don't think a lot of women realize it's you know how you say things. You know what I mean? And y'all attack a man's character in a sense when you
give an example for the people, because I'm gonna be a woman right now. My definition of attacking your character is like I'm trying my hardest not to say the N-word anymore. And sometimes if we just talking, I be like, oh, I love my N or whatever. That's different. But if we're in an argument and I call you that and I say, oh, you ain't shit, and then I compare you to Billy Joe down here and I tell you my friend girl man do this and that, I feel like that's breaking your character. Hey y'all, so I know you love the glass mic, right? Of course. So this is what I need y'all to do. I appreciate the text messages, I appreciate the kudos and the comments, but what will really make me happy is if you go on your favorite listening platform, subscribe, rate the show, and also leave a review so that I can gain more listeners just like you. Thank y'all.
So that's one way.
Okay.
I can agree with that, but then it's like if we get into a argument about something or a disagreement, and it's like, see, that's why I never come to you for X, Y, and Z.
That's breaking character.
Yeah, this basically saying like, especially because y'all don't like to do that over little topics. This is about, oh, see, this is why I can't be vulnerable with you now, or this is why I can't. This is why we don't X, Y, and Z. And it's like, well, damn, what are you really thinking about me? Like, because now this isn't just, you're not making this a one-time thing. You're making this consistent.
I didn't realize that was a breaking character. Like, this isn't me playing Black Sheep. This is me being Chantal. So let's just say, okay, with me having, sometimes I get into anxiety modes and I just be real short. And me and you recording right now and I'm irritated and I keep trying to put this down and you helping me pick it up and you not really doing it. And you don't know how to do it to me. And I'm like, see, this is why I don't ask you to put this to, because you don't know how to do it. Yeah. To me, I don't feel like I'm breaking your character. I feel like me breaking your character was the things I just said about me comparing you and doing all of that. So I honestly I didn't know that till you just said it.
But me and you have like, see, on the friendship level, it's not so much or whatever, because it's like, this may be a one-time off thing. But now when we talking about, you know, deep discussions and you telling me, oh, well, you don't come to me for maybe certain like important aspects of the relationship, or this is why I feel like I can't be vulnerable with you now. Like part of it is like, yeah, like maybe I can realize what I'm doing.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, but the second part is like,
because who you going to it for then?
Exactly, like
you gotta go to somebody. You ain't writing. You ain't Moesha. You're gonna write so much in that journal.
Yeah, you know what I mean. If you even have a journal, but it's like you can't just sit here and tell me, and I'm supposed to be like this person you in a relationship. This is why I don't, you know, do these different things for you, and I'm your partner. Yeah. Or it's like, oh, I should have known better than to trust you with this.
So y'all can't see our special helper, but don't the special help like a butler right now. It's giving naming Jeffriana or Jeffrey. We don't know.
When he grabbed that at the
Oh, it's
beginning, I was
Jeffrey.
wondering what he
You
was
told
going to
me.
do with it. And I still don't know what he did with it other than...
I just don't want the
the
shirt to catch on fire, whatever it is.
No. Whatever he was doing, he got control over it. But I still don't understand the purpose of him having that.
Gratuity is not in the building. We're not tipping.
I'm a guess.
I hope they're doing it because they want to.
Shit, my meal comped.
Period.
Bella paid for me.
Come
Ain't that
on.
right, Bella?
Bella, you paying?
You brought another toy out here. Oh, you paying tonight.
Oh,
You
she
showing
pulling out all the treats.
Yeah.
I told you she do that when we record. I'm reading some more. We both knew we were just beating a dead horse. Didn't eat for about 3 to 4 days. Started working out daily. Just kept busy around the house. I'm going to read the longest ones, 4 more long ones. I started to focus on what I liked and what made me happy. It was tough. Took 2 years off. Then did therapy together for 8 months to try to reconnect. Took a toll on my mental, prayed about it, asked for healing by laying down with someone else. Cried, watched church, acted like it never happened. I went back twice and I asked myself, what the fuck am I doing? Then left for good. Practiced isolation for 6 months. It honestly took some time and healing, but got used to it and learned about me. I can relate to all of those. So how I process, I've always posted motivational stuff and Christian stuff.
True.
So those things didn't change, but I actually feel like I got deeper in my word because I isolated myself because it was hard to know who to trust because during the time of that specific breakup, although we tried to keep it under wraps, some people got wind of it because of some foolish mistakes on both ends. And it was people that was near and dear to me. Some people that knew him by way of me that were being dishonest and very, very, very unfriendly. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know who to trust, so I put everybody in a 0 box. Like I cleaned the slate, and I only talked to 2 people during that time of the separation, which was the person I was dating, which was the big no-no. I had a close friend who was kind of going through something similar, and God. So everybody had to show me in a way like why you should stay in my life. I don't care if you were my blood or you were in anything that I was a part of. Like everybody had to start from scratch because the people that were closest to me were the same ones that deceived me.
I can understand that.
So I processed and I started journaling, and journaling helped me because again I went through the stages of grief. I was in denial, I was in anger, acceptance, bargaining, and the 5th one, I'm sure one of y'all will tell me. If you do, thank you. But I was in all of those phases. But with each day, I journaled. So now I'm in a better headspace to look at those notes. At one point, I didn't even want to look at pictures. And I saw how I journaled, and I realized, like, okay, this is over. Or during this time frame, like I remember Thanksgiving and Christmas, I thought that I was gonna spend time with my former spouse. Because I saw text messages where they had me feeling like it was something still there, and it's like, okay, well maybe this isn't a phase. So I was doing that, and I journaled those little times. I journaled the times that I was alone by myself. I journaled when I started losing weight and feeling good about myself. I journaled when my PTSD kicked in, and I remember something I wore on August 5th in 3rd grade. Like seriously. I remember songs came back to me, smells came back to me, all types of stuff. And I journaled all of that. So the best thing that I say helped me process was journaling, getting to learn and know Chantal, which is why y'all seeing the 4C hair, and talking to God. And then once I got over the denial phase, went to therapy, I started adding people back in, and it's like people that are in my life now, which I call my tribe, they've been in my life for over a decade, each one of them. And it's like I'm just learning new things about them and myself daily. So definitely a great support system. I know I was long-winded, but how did you process your breakup?
Man, I just spent a lot of time to myself. I literally just stopped doing everything. Yeah, I just, I moved to a different area, and I just went somewhere that was unfamiliar to me. Somewhere to where, I didn't have the desire to do much because I didn't know what there was to do. So
did you I don't know you as far as your day to day, but I just asked you, prior to the breakup, did you have a lot of friends, like friend guys that you talked to?
Yeah.
So when the breakup happened, did you see anything change in your friendships? Like as far as the time you spent with them?
Oh yeah, I didn't give nothing no time. The only thing that got my time was my son, because that was the only thing that, for me personally, I wasn't willing to sacrifice. You know what I mean? That's obviously, that's me in human form. So
Right.
I couldn't sacrifice anything with that. But anybody else that was a part of me.
So he was just saving grace, basically.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think in a lot of situations, you know what I mean? That's kind of like the reminder of, let me slow down and think for a second, you know what I mean, before I do anything.
Yeah.
But like, and no disrespect to anybody that was in my life at the time that may not be now, but it was just like, I gotta just fall back and, recognize what I went through. You know what I mean? It was something that I never publicized, or people love getting on social media and talking about
Yeah, I
shit.
never understood that. I never understood that. And that's why I'm glad that we're recording. Now, of course, granted, this episode won't be released in August, but it is currently August. And with the timeline of everything pretty much went public. I posted in May that I was single again because, again, of course, I was married before. I don't like using the term divorce. I'm not going to deny that I was married or that I am a divorcee, but I'm very careful with how I speak now, because power of the tongue is very real.
Facts.
And again, I'm on this journey of learning who I am, what I want, and learning to love myself. I have not arrived. I'm still learning. I'm finally wearing an Afro puff for the first time in life. Bear with me. You are funny. But yeah, I posted in May that I was single again. Cause I tell people, like, I don't stay on the market long at all. I am a prize.
Come on.
I'm not the prize. I'm part of the prize. I'm a
quicker than
rib.
that?
I'm a rib.
What's wrong with that?
So that was May, and then he came forward with everything in June. So people were already kind of like, what's going on? Like, they've been watching between. Well, I really don't know. I guess I would say November, because that's when it kind of leaked into those people I was telling you that knew and were spreading it. So between November and January, when we did another episode, that was like when a lot of buzz came. So my post that I did in May, it was very subtle. I just simply said I was single again. I didn't make a post saying, oh, this man, you know? So because it wasn't like that, a lot of people didn't really understand.
Some of us
They didn't get it.
May without hearing.
They don't get it because they want you to put it in big bold letters of, hey, this is what's going on.
Because people nosy as hell.
They are, and it's okay. Just don't come to me about it. And a lot of people, and thank y'all because y'all don't. But he did like a big bold post in June. So that's when everybody was like, huh? Oh, okay. Like, this has happened. So it's kind of new for everybody. Between June and August, that's 2 months.
Yeah,
But for me, it's like 10 months. So it's like, okay, y'all let us know, and let me help y'all. Yes, because my thing is, of course, people, and I have the people that come on and listen, but I also have that little piece of me that we all have that loves the haters, because they're going to come on too, and it's like you're coming on to get information, but you about to call your ex and be like, hey, I'm sorry, like, I done listened to this girl podcast and became a junkie, and now I'm trying to reevaluate my whole life. Like, that's my whole goal, honestly. So I done told on myself, but I like telling on myself because I still can do what I want to do.
Yeah,
I'm Dr. E. Bella. Bella's my cat. She not I want a dog. Okay, so the next question was pretty much, I'm going to go through it because we already pretty much answered it, but were you in denial or did you accept it? And that kind of relates to salvaging a relationship or not. How did you learn to let go of obligated ties? I'm going to read some responses and then you're going to answer first and then me. I let go immediately. He was trying to still hold on, still trying years later, venturing out. I just didn't do what I knew she wanted me to do, and the ties died. Just by loving myself, I started focusing on what I had going on. Delete his ass out of my life, number, social media, etc. When time allowed, my emotions let go. Then eventually I moved on. I usually keep by myself, but to where I don't think about them. I cut all ties immediately. He was dead to me. You do what you have to do in life, not what you want to do all the time. I kept my Netflix account and changed the password. Oh, you was bold.
Trifling.
This the boldest answer.
You trifling. You can't even let that man watch his episode.
This is a guy.
Oh,
The
yeah.
guy did this.
Never
Look
mind.
at him. Come
That
on,
sound
look.
like-
Say your thing. Say
that
your
sound-
shit. Come on.
that
Shout out
sound-
to the king.
No,
Say it.
that sounds like some childish shit we'd do.
He just did a face. Girls, I don't know. We know how we have a girl code. I think the
condone
guys
that.
have a thing. It's wink, wink, cheek, left lip, kind of like this. When they trying to tell guys, like, I'm just saying this for women. Because he know he did not want to say that.
Yeah, that was some bullshit, brother.
It wasn't.
He didn't want. He
See, you doing. I can't see it
changed his
because I'm a
password?
girl. But I know y'all men see that he's saying, like, I'm just saying this for the women.
You know why he changed his password?
Why he changed his password?
Because he didn't want her watching no movies with the next nigga on his account.
Oh.
That's
Damn.
what it was.
Look, let me tell y'all something about
your
me.
new dude ain't finna be watching damn
I-
All American on my account. Nah, not today. Nah. He better watch Spencer James somewhere at his mama house. or something.
But you know, I'm not like that. I need to work on being like that because even in the cusp of like, the ending of that breakup, like I didn't cut things off. Cause of course that was a union, like that was a contract. It's different
Yeah.
between the everyday. I wasn't like, oh,
Oh.
well, contract. I mean, it is a contract. Technically, I just started using that term, and it's funny because I started using the term partner, when I had sex with Dr. Gist on the show. Like I used to say husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, but I just say partner, and it's just a safe term. You cannot get canceled off the word partner. You cannot get canceled off the word partner. Period. But yeah, like that was like I just started using the term contract. It was a contract. You had to sign a piece of paper,
Yeah,
and you can't like you could break up with a boyfriend or girlfriend. You gotta like go through all the other bells and whistles for that. But I was pretty easy breezy. But yeah, I wasn't like, oh, well, since you doing that, I'm gonna turn everything off and do this and that. And he wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna turn everything off and this and that. Now the contract was broken, so of course nobody followed the obligations of it. Specifically, you know, the person that was a dumper, but I don't believe in it. I think that's dumb.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna do something, do it. Like give me the option. Like if I'm breaking up with you and I know that I paid for our phone bill. I know you said Netflix account, but people are petty. They'll do that shit too. Or if we share rent together.
Mm-hmm.
We're not working out, yes, but we are still humans, friends, business. Well, like it's not friends anymore, but we still have these obligations. We need to figure out how we're going to do this. Are we going to agree to splitting down the middle? Am I going to leave and you stay, pay, all this stuff? Like, if you're petty, I can't say petty is turning off a Netflix account, but you just have to make sure. I guess what I'm saying is before you do those things with people, you have to make sure who you're doing those things with, because it could be easy breezy now, but when shit hits the fan, whether you stick with that person or not, like y'all could just have a bad argument and still be together, or you could be like, fuck it.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you with somebody that has the mind frame, like, let me take care of what I have to take care of.
Yeah.
Because if not, that's when you find out true people colors, and you'll learn if your car can take eggshells or not.
Ooh.
I've never done that. I just was thinking of something toxic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you? You ever did something to somebody's property?
No.
Never, ever? Ever,
I mean,
ever?
you can hurt me. Like, if I get hurt, like, cool, I deal with it emotionally. But all that extra shit, like, that takes too much work. Like, I gotta. First of all, I'm not finna waste no eggs. That's breakfast. And then.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah. For
Okay.
what? I
You
swear
said it's breakfast, and it made me like kind of like, huh?
No. I'm
Oh, I
not,
thought you were gonna say it's childish, not breakfast.
It's that too, but shit, it's breakfast number one. But like, I just think that stuff is just stupid because, you know what I mean. Now you just taking it too far.
Yeah. So next question, I'm gonna ask you directly and then me for So we're gonna go through the questions, but we're not gonna do listen to letter for the second time. Did the breakup reveal anything beyond your relationship? So when I asked this, it's basically saying, yeah, you're learning that this woman or this guy isn't the one for you, the people. But did it reveal more like about yourself or any situations you were in or you're thinking of life?
Yeah.
Like, tell me about it.
I think I definitely, gained some perspective on the accountability on my portion, on like things that I may have been able to do to not necessarily maybe alter the outcome, but things I could have done to just help the situations that led up to the point where the relationship was no longer something that was wanted. You know what I mean?
She brought me a toy.
That's like 3 of them now.
Yeah, that's why I said she normally pulls out her bells and whistles before.
But so but that's me. Everybody's a little different. So
I get it.
but yeah.
Well, so I repeat the question for myself. Did the breakup reveal anything beyond your relationship? Absolutely. Again, like I said, I made a clean slate. I learned a lot about myself. I almost want to say, if you met me within a certain time frame, or hell, even if you know me, period, you're going to have to start. Well, I would say at a certain time frame first, you're going to have to start back over. Like, you just have to, because at the moment when I was living in that point of my life, there were things that I was accepting and doing just off of the fact, like, I don't want to break a friendship or a relationship. It was almost to a point where it was like, I realized, I thought that I would only be bullied as a child, because I used to be bullied growing up. Mm-hmm. But when I started reflecting on everything, I was being bullied as an adult too. Mm-hmm. And I didn't think that was possible. Because you don't see, when you think of bullies, you think of somebody in school pushing you, pulling, taking lunch money. But there are such things as bullied adults. And I had a lot of people that bullied me into being their friend. I feel like I was obligated to cater to them. Mm-hmm. So I learned about people. I also learned about those, again, who did use the situation I was going through. And instead of comforting me or being there for me, like I said, they knew him by way of me. Mm-hmm. They were kind of like on the antagonist side. And I just noticed new things. And I always tell people on the show, like, I'm a dreamer. And I dreamt the situation would happen. I also dreamt that certain people would do those things to me. And sure enough, they did those things. So it made me re-question a lot. And I had to learn about myself. And I also got deeper into my word. Once I found the language that I liked in the Bible, it just was like the scriptures just tell you everything. Because I used to read horoscopes. And I'm not against them. Like, I'm a Scorpio. But when it comes to seeing them, like, for my everyday life and how things will turn out, that situation taught me to not do that anymore. Like, I found out more in the Bible than I did reading those things. And not knocking anybody that does it. I ain't saying it ain't accurate. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just telling y'all what I like. You can get canceled quick. You got to be careful. Yeah. That is sad. It's like with every sentence you got to put a disclaimer.
Oh, I think, a lot more. I think that the end of any relationship gives you perspective. Because, I mean, if you take the time to reflect, you realize that your relationship does also bleed into the other parts of your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you function in friendships, maybe how your energy is at work every day, things like that. And so you get a lot more perspective on how that affected you in so many different ways, to where most people say we don't want to fall into it again. You know what I mean? But
it taught me that I didn't really love myself. Like, everybody say, oh, I love myself, I come first. Like, it was like, And I always say, like, if I'm still learning to love myself, I have not arrived, but once I get to the point of how I need to learn to love myself, I feel like if I had that same energy throughout my life, a lot of my circumstances would not have occurred. Yeah. Because I was loving others more than myself. Not even just in a relationship, but friends, family, all of that stuff. And that's not right. I was pouring from an empty cup.
Guilty. I could definitely empathize with that, for sure.
Cool. So I asked the question. I said, if a person moves on immediately after a breakup, would you assume cheating was involved? You gonna tell me your yes or no before I read these responses?
My gut says yes. Or they may not have cheated, but they was dead. Well, it depends on what your version of cheating is as well.
What's your version of cheating? That needs to be, why you think of that? That needs to be discussed in the relationships. Like, I recommend when the foundation is still being laid, and I feel like the foundation for a relationship is between the first date up to the, like, 365th day. Like, you're building that foundation your first year. It's not the first 90 days.
Yeah.
Like, the foundation is the first year. So I think that people should ask, hey, what's your definition of cheating? Because mine might be if you go have sex with somebody or you perform orally on them, anything physically. Your definition might be just talking,
yeah.
you know? So it needs to be on one thing.
I think it depends, but I think most of the times you could say in some form or fashion that person has stepped out with another person in another way, whether it is mentally or physically.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. So I pretty much said my answer when I said this. So I'm not going to read all of them for the second time. But somebody said, no, I'm going to read the question again. If a person moves on immediately after a breakup, would you assume cheating was involved? I'm going to read female, male, female, male. So y'all kind of get the cusp of it. The first one's female. No, probably just ready to be single. Also are okay with not being wanted. Nah, not necessarily. Some people deal with pain like that. Yes. Nah, if you want to get out, then get out before it gets ugly. Nah, people just deal with things differently. At some point, it really shows your emotions were gone long before you were. Hell yes. No. No, I did something better. No, I did. Something better came along. Either cheating was involved or that person just has an issue being alone. Absolutely. I thought that. No, I met someone a week later, and they were perfect to me. There's no time limit. No, because I'm going to do the same. Their partner was a narcissist, so when they finally let go, it's refreshing. I don't think that person was tired of being a victim of gaslighting, or they finally realized. Let's see. What's another one? No.
You got a lot of responses.
The people love it.
Yeah.
I told you people that was gonna love this topic. I told you that.
Yeah, you hit a different mark on this one.
Plus, some people like they just damn for it. Like this is I told them on my story today. It was about hurt and heal. Most of the time, I don't tell them when I'm going to do it. But when they read the discussion questions, they can kind of tell what this is gonna be about. Ain't got time to speculate or woulda, coulda, shoulda. Do you? Karma gonna take care of the rest. And yes. So I'm gonna read this last one. And what I asked was, what did you learn from the breakup? I'll go first. So what I learned was it was two people. Again, I'm speaking on the same breakup, but it was two people that genuinely liked each other. From when we started dating, there were people that were against us, and that there were lies that were also told to try to break us apart. Okay. But we dated each other because we liked each other, but we also stuck around because we wanted to prove those naysayers that we weren't together because of those reasons. Okay. But we both had issues that we swept under the rug that came to surface. With me being a people pleaser and not loving myself the way that I should, and my former partner not being in their actual truth. So a lot of people say that the devil attacks marriages. I believe that it's true. But in the same breath, I feel that when you approach an older age, you become more comfortable in yourself. And once you start becoming comfortable in yourself with small things, it gets bigger and it turns into a snowball effect. For example, I was learning to love myself well before the breakup happened. I started the podcast. And that's when things that I forgot about, things I suppressed, things I swept under the rug came about. And it also came on the other end. But mostly what I learned about myself is that if I learn to love myself, if I learn to follow my intuition and my instincts, it's not saying that I will avoid bad things, because of course we're walking through the wilderness right now. Life has good moments and bad moments, but a lot of things can be prevented if you just follow yourself, follow your connection. Again, I don't put religion or spirituality on people, but whoever your higher calling is, mine is God. You stick to your connection, stick to the master, and love yourself, and then everything else comes after that. If you follow that order, things can be easier. It doesn't avoid anything, but it helps you get through it. So that's what I learned about, me going through that breakup. What did you learn from your breakup?
I think at the end of the day, you gotta love yourself first. If you don't know how to love yourself, you can't love nobody else properly. So,
Agreed.
be comfortable in your own skin and be comfortable with who you are, and the right person will come along here and enhance that. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to change, it's okay to grow.
Yes.
It's okay to be a different version of yourself, and it's okay for another person to help motivate or help you see that. But you still gotta love yourself for who you are at any given moment first.
Right.
Good and bad. You know what I'm saying? I understand you're bad, I understand your weaknesses, but also come up with a plan on how you can develop and turn them into a strength.
Right. And I don't assume because I like certain things that everybody does, but I always tell people, date yourself. Even if you're in a relationship, go to the bar by yourself sometimes. Go get your nails done. I think men should get pedis. Like, it'll change your life. Like, do
Facts.
something to cater to you. Like, I want a son. I'm gonna have my son. So I try to like see how men think now. Like, I'm not saying I'll be the perfect mom, but I want to try to learn about men as much as I can before I create my own. And it's like, just date yourself, because you're not gonna be able to appease to anyone else unless you can appease to yourself.
Yeah, I tell you, on the son part, I don't want to get deep into this. That could be a whole nother episode. I understand that as a father, I made a million mistakes, and I can teach my son and try to guide him along the path. But at a certain point, he's still gonna have to bump his head on his own to
It's true.
have that experience. You know what I mean? So I was the same way. My dad told me a lot of things that I went back to him later on. Was like, damn, bro, you was right. Like, shit, I wish I would have listened. But how else you gonna know how deeply it affects you if you don't go through it?
Right. And experience is the best teacher. I'm not saying I don't want my son to bump his head, because he's going to have to do that. What I'm saying is I want him to know he has a support system from when he does bump his head. Because life isn't perfect. You're going to have some hiccups. You're going to have your run-ins and all that. But train up a child the way they should grow, and they'll never part from it. Seriously. I'm actually starting to go back to my own roots. So I do credit and thank pieces of that breakup for getting me to that point, because if not, I wouldn't be here right now. I would probably be borderline diabetic. I was pushing 300 pounds. I was wearing weave. I was people pleasing. I was doing so much. So even though that breakup did hurt me, and it's still healing that needs to be done, I thank God that he saw that I was fit enough and strong enough to go through it, so that I can learn about myself at 29 and not be a bitter 39, 49-year-old woman telling women, oh, don't get married, men ain't this and that. Like, no, I don't want to do that. I feel like my life is actually about to begin now. Like, I'm confident enough to wear things and say things that I normally wouldn't say, because I was worried about what people would think. And if I can do that, I feel like I can get everybody else to try to follow suit.
That's real.
So I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Those are all of the discussion questions. For the second time, we're not doing listener letters, but for season 4, yeah, I'm going ahead and break the news down to y'all now right quick. I'll make this as short as I can. Season 3 was long as hell. If you are an avid junkie, that's a new term my manager gave me. I love the junkies. So if you're an average junkie, you know that my seasons only last like 1.5 months. So, fun fact, I recorded the last episode of season 2 on October 10th. And that was the last episode. And right when I recorded it, that's when shit got real, aka the breakup. So I was like, ooh, okay, I got season 2 done. Season 3 started in January, and now this is the last episode for season 3, and it's now August.
I'm glad I could be a part of the finale.
Yes, you are a part of history.
Hopefully I did the people well.
You did. I
hope
think you
so.
did well.
hope
Because
so.
in my head, I can tell if an episode is great or not. Another fun fact, and you know, if you want to go on TMZ in a couple years and make you a couple bucks, it's fine. But every episode I record does not make it to the show. I have some episodes in the vault.
I believe it.
I'm serious.
You
I have
like-
episodes that might come out way later on.
You like a musician. You know, they said they got thousands, hundreds of songs.
Yeah.
that
I have
never
plenty of
get released.
episodes in my vault that have never been released.
Well, I hope I make it to the streets.
Oh, you're definitely going to make it.
Streets, I hope you love me.
You're
You know
gonna
what I'm
make it.
saying?
Like I said, it's a very pivotal episode. So, and plus I'm in rare and raw form. I feel angelic right now with this shirt. I feel like I'm on Sunday's choir.
Oh, it's the shirt or is it the hair?
It's everything.
All right, bad.
I feel like anybody I hug is gonna get a blessing.
Ooh. Make sure you give me 7, 12, 100 of them on. So I go, goddamn, I could use one.
Look, I'm a blessing. It's cocoa butter. But yes. So if you're interested in writing a letter, make sure you write in to info at the Glass Mic, or you can DM the Glass Mic, subject line advice or unscripted events. Y'all want to make sure I go ahead and get those in now, because season 4 we're gonna have some totally different things for y'all. I don't want to spoil anything, but just know that I am shedding. I came out of my cocoon, and I want y'all to see my wings. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Do you have any plugs or anything that you want to get to the people?
No, I just hope you have me back for season
Everybody
4.
says that.
Yeah, just
And what I
have me
do,
back.
y'all? What I do?
Sip. You gonna have me back. Listen. I don't
Everybody
do
says the same.
I don't do the plugs. I don't do the plugs. I don't do nothing like that. I just
Can I
keep
be
it-
petty?
You can be whatever you want to be.
Oh,
It's
I
your
can't believe
show.
I'm doing this. I'm gonna do it.
It's your
I'm gonna
show.
do it because I'm so angelic, but I'm unpredictable. One person asked me, could they be back, and they're never coming back.
As long as it ain't me, shit. As long as I don't be number 1. But if it is me, I at least rock this motherfucker the first time.
Hey, that's what
And
I'm
that's all that
saying. This
matters.
is gold. This is
Hey,
gold.
I
Just make
appreciate
sure
you, bro.
that if anybody emails you or calls you in the future and says, hey, you have any words about Chantal, keep
I
them
don't
clean
like
and
that.
positive.
I don't like that, heifer.
Okay, you
No, I'm just
know,
playing.
you
You know
just
I'm gonna show
sabotage
you
your own
love.
self.
You know I'm gonna show you love. I've been rocking with you since the
Yeah.
first time we met. So
I always tell
It's
people
all
about the
love.
Slack group.
yeah, it's all love, man. So anytime, you know, I come grace. Be a pleasure to be in the company of you and Bella.
Awesome sauce. Bella brought all her toys. She done caught contact from the
Yeah,
happy
I'm
stuff.
finna rock with her before I go.
Okay. So, we already got his plugs in. You told me your social media, Instagram and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can follow me on IG at Giovanni_Vetti VETI Vici. Oh wait, _Vici VICI. Follow me. Do whatever you gotta do. I'll follow you back. It don't matter.
You follow back?
Yeah, I mean, it's all love. I like to see what people got going on. You can find a lot of places to eat, shit to do, just off following
I have my
random
people.
Yeah.
Listen, I will send you some stuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying to lower my timeline.
It's all love this way all the time. So,
So it's not love if you don't follow somebody back? Watch it.
that's you know, that's an opinionated
I
question.
just care about how my timeline is. Because, again,
I don't even scroll past like the
I'm
first-
very empathetic. Like, I could pick up a lot of... Again, I be trying to tell them, I tell them 1,000 times, when I say energy and spirituality, I ain't talking about certain stuff. When I say energy, like, I can pick up your feelings. And again, like I told you, I have dreams. And I don't want y'all in my dreams. I love y'all, but I don't want to dream about y'all. Because I'm not going to tell you because you ain't going to be able to handle it.
All right, before I go, read me shit. Since you feeling it, I want to hear what you got to say about me now.
It's not like this. It can be on the spot.
Oh, okay.
When we get done recording, I could
All right,
try.
well, shoot me a text or something and let me know once you.
I will say that you came off pretty genuine. Like, it wasn't one of those macho, let me sing cool, let me make sure my answer's cool. It seemed pretty from the heart. I feel like you did it from the heart, but at the same time, you didn't implicate yourself or anybody else.
Oh yeah, no, I don't.
That was smart.
Ain't no snitching.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna also. I ain't gonna be macho for what it has. You know, these folks might not ever see me, so ain't nothing to lie
Fuck them
about.
niggas for life. Ooh, I done said it. See, I said I'm trying to stop.
That's okay. God's
It's okay.
still working on you.
Thank you. He said it. So again, y'all, if you want to support or advertise with the Glass Mic again, season 4, you want to be part of history. info@theglassmic.com or go on all social media at The Glass Mic. If you want to show a little love and donate and support, again, we do give back to different charities as well as some of the people that are experiencing hardships. Just to name a couple of things, we did donate to Susan G. Coleman last October, and also one of the people lost their home in a fire. We did donate a little something to them. Again, we're not millionaires, but we did get them a little token of love. So if you want to help with that, or also help with the sponsors as far as up and coming businesses, make sure you look at the link in the bios on all social media platforms and show love to the PayPal or Cash App. Make sure y'all leave ratings on Apple and YouTube. I have followers in places I've never been to yet. I have a passport, so maybe one day. Belgium, UK, New Mexico, Canada. Yes! And I feel so weird saying that, but my statistics like, you can feel weird, but we don't. The color's green here, the color's purple here, the color's gold here.
Okay.
Yes, all around the world. I don't limit myself.
What?
If you can understand this southern accent, come on. If not, put the subtitles, and hopefully the subtitles can understand what I'm saying, because I'm fast and country.
Because it's strong.
It's very strong, and I've been here almost 3 years. But you know what? They might be my money maker. Because I can't think of too many podcasters with a southern accent.
Yeah, you got 20-something years.
I sound like I would say peach apple pie, peach cobbler with vanilla ice cream, peach cobbler a la mode with fried chicken, collard greens with the ham hocks.
No. You only said that because I told you that I'd rather have the apple pie.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna keep going because now you feel the type of way. Make sure y'all leave the ratings on there. And also, if you're hip to this and you're new to this, catch up on the past episodes. I think I have a strong 25 previous episodes y'all can listen to. Some of them are on YouTube. I'm still trying to decide if I want to have the videos I recorded, but when I wasn't visual yet, don't want to put that out there because I was a little chunky. But we'll see. There might be some hidden gold for the future. Check out the memes on the podcast page. I do a daily meme thing. I try to keep it as less as just an LA Boy and Shade Room as possible. Some days I do a little cute toxic stuff, but most of them are positivity, motivation, different things like that. Repost the meme, y'all. It makes a difference. And if you want to be a part of the rebrand and the Glass Mic team, you could DM or email us info@theglassmic or email info@theglassmic.com. So if you want to be part of the rebrand, if you feel like you have something that you can contribute as far as marketing, as far as promotions, anything like that, hell, even with rebranding the website, I do have some people in mind, but I am open to opportunities. Make sure y'all hit me up. Subscribe, rate, and review. And my personal plug, follow me on my personal page, The Chantal Lewis, but I'm not spelling it because I know I'm going to fuck it up. But follow me. My personal page is okay. I pop out sometimes I don't. But the Glass Mic one is the one you want to follow. Follow that, The Glass Mic on Instagram. And I want to thank y'all again for tuning into The Glass Mic, where there is no script, just transparent talk. I want to thank the sponsors for supporting the vision and the brand. I want to thank Gio for coming on to the show. He done gave the light-skinned guy some points because we didn't know what the hell. But I guess it's the can I touch your look? I'm like, I guess it's the naturalness. He's woke. He's woke. Oh, I'm gonna be real petty.
We made it
if you had to choose between being a team with somebody, would it be Kevin Samuels or Dr. Umar?
Damn, that's tough.
I had to do it.
That's a lose.
I had to do
At
it.
least Kevin
A
Samuels.
lose.
Kevin Samuels keep it 100 though. I'll rock with Kevin Samuels. He go a little overboard, but at least bro damn near keep it a buck at least.
Patreon subscribers, I want to apologize to y'all. Now that y'all know the cats is out of the bag and y'all saw that, so y'all saw how season 3 was, and y'all know now why season 3 was so long. I had to go through my healing. I do promise to use Patreon again, so my paid subscribers, they pay to hear the stuff that doesn't make the show. Season 4, you're going to get your content. And if you send an email to info@theglassmic with a screenshot of you being a former Patreon, I am going to charge you the lowest one. So I think the lowest one is $1 or maybe $5. But regardless, send that in. Y'all only gonna have to pay $1. The lowest one, guarantee you. Because I do apologize, and some people are still subscribed, and I'm gonna be very transparent. I wasn't giving my podcast the full attention it needed to because I had to water myself.
Okay.
But stuff like this, like I'm hyped right now. The show is about to end. Normally, when we start talking like this will go on Patreon. That's why I said that. So you gonna talk? We having an after party. We always have an after party.
Oh shit!
But unfortunately, yeah, exactly. Little lit for real. Patreon is where you be slipping up, saying some shit that might get you, caught up. But yes, we will have that, and I'm not gonna let him answer the question because I don't want him to end up getting nothing in his inbox or whatever. We're gonna save him. But I want to.
Question.
No,
never mind.
Dr. Umar or Kevin Samuels. But we're gonna talk about it after this. Keep it in your head. I want to also thank you all, the listeners, the people, the junkies, the tribe. The tribe has helped me through this, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna know who they are, but when I do get to the point when I make merchandise, if you see somebody with tribe, that's some shit that cannot be bought. So that's how they're gonna expose themselves.
Exclusive.
Yes, and that's a subtle word, like for real. But season 4, stay tuned, y'all. Please stay tuned. I want to thank y'all again. And of course, as y'all know, I do this for my family. I do this for my friends. But most importantly, I do this for the people. I am Chantal, says it all. And as always, I love y'all. Thank y'all for a wonderful season 3.
Appreciate it.
I wish you could play Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Well, I know you were saying that.
You knew it. I'm going to play just for the after party.
I can't
So y'all, we're
sing,
gonna go to the
so-
after party because it's time to re-up on the happiness. Hey y'all. So I've created a personal subscription called Patreon for my followers, also known as the people, so that y'all can see and hear content that didn't make the show. So to get onto that, go on patreon.com/theglassmic and pick the tier that's best for you. Of course, they're all budget friendly, but my personal favorite is the I'm All In tier because that one has the juiciest information, no edits, no cuts, some name drops, all of that good stuff. So again, go on patreon.com/theglassmic and tune in. Thank y'all.